2 weeks out from Election Day, millions of Americans are already voting in battleground states North Carolina and Georgia. Data shows early voting turnout has already broken records set during the 2020 election. And another battleground, Wisconsin, kicked off its early voting period Tuesday. Former President Barack Obama was in the Badger State to try to encourage voters to get to the polls.
Once you voted, then you have to help your friends and family make a plan to vote too. Because together we've got a chance to choose a new generation of leadership in this country and start building a better, stronger, fair, more hopeful America.
David Weigel joins me now from Madison, Wisconsin. He's a politics reporter at Semafor. David, you've been covering politics in Wisconsin for 14 years. You were at that rally earlier between Obama and Tim Walz earlier. What do you make of the Harris campaign's deployment of them?
It was a smart move. This is the base of the Democratic vote at this point. It wasn't 14 years ago, but right now, Dane County and Madison are where these gigantic Democratic margins come from. When they've won the state, it's because they've outperformed here and gotten close to 80% of the vote. So that's what Obama was doing. That's what Walz was trying to do. They also were trying to use the event to advance a couple of messages. Walz took a harder line than I've seen before about Elon Musk advocating for Trump, giving people $1 million checks and wanting a role in the administration. So both this is the place to do it. Both Walz and Obama were using a little more economic populism, which was less on the trail yesterday when Harris was with Liz Cheney.
You know, we discussed it earlier this hour, but from what you're talking about with voters, when Trump calls Harris lazy, saying she has a low IQ, is that helping or hurting him?
I think it's background noise because the impediment for Democrats, and this is true now, it has been true for years, is that there is a large section of the country that does not care what Trump says, does not care if it's dishonest, does not care if it's offensive. Their thinking is, oh, he says those things, but he gets results. And so the voters they're trying to reach, there are some that they do believe in. These are former Republicans who don't, when they think about 4 years of that, are unhappy about it. They've been on better ground when they're offering some sort of interesting policy concession. They made some progress by talking about benefits for housing, child tax credit, home care for Medicare. There's a trap for Democrats that I've seen covering a couple of these cycles now, where Trump says something, it gets obsessive coverage in the sort of media outlets that Democrats listen and talk to, but it's not reaching any of those voters who say, because I was out with canvassers this weekend, Democratic canvassers, but their questions are not about Trump. Their questions are about, oh, I haven't heard about her policies. That's still the gap that Democrats are trying to fill.
Real quick, Trump was attacking Harris for not being on the campaign trail today. She was doing media appearances. Are those designed at getting the turnout going, or are those designed to sort of sway undecideds?
More the latter. I don't know of any voters who are going to stay on the couch unless they saw a particular Harris interview. But she has a rally speech. You can add to the rally speech. The way that you get earned media, the way you drive new attention, new attack lines, is by dealing with the media in traditional ways. Now, the Trump campaign, they sort of had it both ways here. They were demanding Harris do more interviews. They now say that the fact she's doing interviews shows that she's not campaigning. Not a lot of good faith in what they're arguing. But from the Harris campaign's perspective, they are producing clips every day of her answering questions. And what each interview is designed to do is say, imagine this person as president, and also imagine this person being reasonable. Imagine this person taking positions that you could deal with, not positions that are formulated in these Trump ads that make it sound like she's going to take your tax money and waste it, or that she's going to leave the border open and let criminals in. Each interview is meant to say, imagine this person on your TV for 4 years being credible, and contrast that with what Trump's going to offer you.
David Weigel, thank you.
Thank you.